All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, I just want to let you know that you are the master of your reality. I am the master of my reality, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about in this video. Can you feel it, masters? It is coming. The shift that we have all been waiting for. Now, if you're brand new to this channel, you haven't seen any of my other videos, go ahead and check out some other videos on the fraudulent market. My general sentiment is that we have a fraudulent market in crypto right now, which is driven by mainly pure speculation, right? There is no utility or adoption that's actually driving this market right now. It's really just speculation that is driven by speculation, right? We want the speculation to be driven by utility and real world adoption, which has not happened yet. Okay, so it's very important to differentiate the different aspects of a real market and a fraudulent market. All right, we got a lot of topics to cover today. We're going to be talking about crypto, obviously, what happened with Trump, this event recently. I'm going to show you a video of a gentleman who predicted that event to the T, and how he also predicts for a $10,000 XRP. Crazy. We're also going to be talking about Kamala Harris and the 25th Amendment. That will be at the end of the video. But anyways, guys, let's get into it. All right, without any further ado, let's jump into the charts here. We've had a good little recovery recently for Bitcoin here. It's not out of the weeds yet, right? We got to get back into this blue trend channel, right? This super critical blue trend channel here that I have been talking about now for a while. All right, we've been interacting with this blue trend channel since November of 2022 at the very bottom when Bitcoin hit 15,000. And so getting back into this blue trend channel is what needs to happen. All right, if we get rejected at this blue trend channel and then close again below $60,000, that's not looking good for Bitcoin, guys. All right, you can see there's kind of like this what is this, like a bull flag kind of pattern that's here with this blue trend line and this pink trend line. All right, so we have that going on. We are back into this above this green trend line, which is a good thing. But really, this blue trend channel is what we need to get back into. All right, and it's looks like it's cooling off right around here. So we'll see what happens. Keep an eye on this. I recommend you guys mapping out this blue trend channel on your charts. So that is, what we want to look for to see continuation for Bitcoin. So far, the 5.3 theory is still right, guys. Just like it has been every cycle since Bitcoin's inceptions, predicting the tops within 95% accuracy. All right. So if you're not familiar with the 5.3 rule, go check out my past videos on it. I go pretty deep into it. All right, let's check out the RSIs. Oh, okay. So looks like we got a break above this trend line here. That's bullish. I was expecting a rejection right there. We did not get it, so we are closing above it. So for continuation for Bitcoin, what we'd want to see now is a back test on this trend line and continuation to further upside. So, and remember, 83,000 is the level that we need to get above to invalidate the 5.3 rule. See that? That would be an anomaly if we break above 83,000. Until we do that, though, the 5.3 rule is still in effect. Let's check in with XRP now. XRP had a pretty crazy almost 50% move in what, like 8 days? Pretty wild. Very bullish, move on XRP. We did get back above this white trend line, which is a pretty important trend line. This trend line goes way back. This trend line goes all the way back to, I pulled it from this peak here. It's kind of a weird trend line, but it basically goes back all the way to this little rally back in 2014, and you can see we had it support, and then we just recently broke through it, and now we have rallied back above it, and we're now back within this larger bull flag on the macro. So that's very good. We wanted to see a quick fall below out of this pattern with recovery back into it. So that's a very good thing. Because of this move, I think it's less likely that we see that 31 to 33 target we were talking about. I did have limit orders set at 43 cents XRP. So if you're in the Discord, you were aware of that. Now, could we still, swipe to the downside again? Sure. Anything's possible, especially when we are at such a chaotic and uncertain time right now, which is what I believe is the death of the fraudulent market. All right, guys, that's where I think we're at right now. I think we are witnessing the death of the fraudulent market. And so, I get questions about, all right, what is the fraudulent market? And so let's go ahead and break that down right now. Let's kind of dissect the differences between this fraudulent market and the real market, which is kind of buried within the fraudulent market, has not emerged out of the fraudulent market yet, and that's what we're preparing for. So that's what this thumbnail is, guys. This is like, you have all these shit coins, all these meme coins, and I consider Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana to be a part of the fraudulent market. All right, 99% of crypto. Remember, there's 2.4 million cryptocurrencies, guys. All right, 99.9% of those are not going to make it. They are going to become worthless in a few years from now. All right, it's the few that are actually going to be utilized, and the value will be driven by the utilization of that technology, that will be the ones that survive. All right, it's going to be the 0.1% of these 2.4 million cryptos. I don't know how much that is, probably around 50-ish cryptos are going to be here for the long run, that are going to be a part of this future, this quantum financial system. All right, we've been documenting. So let's just kind of separate the fraudulent market from the real market. All right, Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin does not have any utility. A store of value is not utility. I mean, it is, but the thing is that anything is a store of value. Okay, rocks are a store of value. The question is it a good store of value? All right, and most people have not experienced Bitcoin as a good store of value, right? If you bought Bitcoin in 2010, it's been an amazing store of value, but that was a very, very small percentage of people. All right, that was the time to be buying Bitcoin. And the 5.3 theory is telling us that, look, it's not going to go up anywhere near as high as people think. Not going to get above 100,000. That's what the 5.3 theory is telling us. And it makes sense, right? If something doesn't have utility, where's that money going to come from? Where, you need to have more money coming in for these prices to keep going up. Speculation is not going to be enough to keep the prices going up forever. All right, in a store of value is not enough either, right? You need to have more functionality than just being a store of value. All right, it's not digital gold either, right? That's another psyop. All right, I've said this before. I think Bitcoin was a distraction. I think it was created as multiple reasons, but for one, a test, right? As the first, blockchain, make sure the technology works. Kind of a test. I think it was a distraction is the main thing why they've let it, or why it's carried on as the number one crypto for this long, is to serve as a distraction, distracting people from one, cryptocurrencies with real utility like XRP, like these ones you can see here that actually have real utility, real partnerships with governments and financial institutions, the people that are going to be bringing the big money into the space. And then the second reason is to distract you from gold, right? They call it digital gold to keep you from buying tangible gold, the oldest form of money, God's money, right? So, that's what Bitcoin is to me. It's got ties to the NSA, right? We know that Department of Homeland Security knows who the 4 Satoshi Nakamotos are. So there's definitely insiders at high levels that know exactly what Bitcoin is, who created it, and I think it's like an inside joke for them. They all know that this plan, right, this cryptocurrency plan, this new digital financial system that will be built upon blockchain technology, is going to take a while, right, for it to fully be realized. And so what I believe has happened is there's layers to this stuff, right? And so you have the highest layer that's just implementing, they're making the choices, they're the ones choosing the chosen cryptos. And then you have the layer below them that is aware of what's going on, and they're taking advantage of that, right? So they know, okay, this is what it's going to look like 10, 20 years from now. We have this amount of time until this is realized, right? So let's take as much advantage of that time as we can, right? And that's why we see this fraudulent market right now, because they have been taking advantage of that time to make as much money as they can by manipulating the media, the retail investor sentiment, and the market perspective, right? That's what's been going on, all right? And so, that's the Bitcoin side of it. Bitcoin is the king of the fraudulent market, all right? And then we have Ethereum, right? If you've seen my ETHgate video, right, you're very familiar with ETHgate, right? And its ties to China and, all the corruption within it, the disguised whales, all right? And Bitcoin and Ethereum, both of which pretty centralized blockchains, networks, all right, are not going to be used by enterprise and governments because of that risk of attack, of the network vulnerability. The network needs to be extremely decentralized for any type of real adoption, right? It needs to be proven. And that brings us to Solana. Who in their right mind is going to use a network for moving a ton of money when it has outages, when it has problems going down? All right, and that's Solana. That's the other part of this fraudulent market. All right, and then we got Tether, right? Tether's like the hidden hand behind this whole thing that's manipulating it and, in my opinion, suppressing things like XRP and XLM. I think that's, kind of why XRP and XLM move the way they do. Like right here, when the lawsuit settled, XRP just went up 72% in one day, one green candle, like boom, out of nowhere. Why does it move like that? This is how the chart moves. It's like boring, sideways, and then out of nowhere, it just skyrockets. And what I think that is I think that's all the shorts getting liquidated, And when you have a money printer like Tether, you can do that. You can suppress the price of digital assets because you don't care about losing that money. You're just creating it out of nothing. So that gives you the ability to keep the price low, lets you accumulate it, over a long period of time. And then, but eventually you got to liquidate all those shorts. And so you got all these shorts piling up on XRP and XLM. And then some bullish news comes out unexpectedly, and you got to liquidate all those. So boom, the price pops like crazy. That makes sense to me. I think that's kind of what we're seeing. All right, I can't prove that. That's just my speculation. This is my 2 cents. I think now is actually a good time for me to give my disclaimer, right? None of this is financial or investment advice. All right, you gotta make your own decisions in this world. All right, you are the master of your reality. No one is gonna have more incentive to protect and grow your wealth than you do. So make your own financial investment decisions. Don't listen to me. I'm just here to share my journey with y'all. All right. So I wanted to show you this. This is pretty cool. I have here some of the ISO 222 certified coins, utility coins, all overlaid onto each other. And what I want to show y'all is how similar these charts look. All right, we got XRP. XRP is the blue. Let's see. XRP is this darker blue one. Stellar's the white line. IOTA is the lighter blue color. Algorand's yellow. HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph green, and Verge XVG's purple. Now, notice something that is interesting. By the way, this chart is based on percentages. So what you're seeing is like the comparison of percentage moves between these coins. All right, now I'm scrolling all the way out here, and you'll see that Verge outperformed all of them. All right, and I have not been able to find a cryptocurrency that has done more, a bigger move in a shorter amount of time than XVG, Verge. All right. Now I digress. All right. That's not really, I don't want to go down the Verge rabbit hole, but what I want to show y'all is how similar they move. All right. So I'm just going to kind of fiddle with this, and you'll see that, you know, they all kind of have a similar-ish pattern. Let me turn Verge off because it's really kind of distorting everything. So they all, all these coins, what they all have in common is that they never made a new all-time high in 2021. All right. If they did, if the chart goes back, you know, to the 2017-18 bull run, Algorand and HBAR do not, but the others do. IOTA, Stellar, they do. And so they all have a very similar chart, which makes sense, right? These are the ISO 222. These are the chosen cryptos, all right? And, you know, I just wanted you to see, like they have very, you know, similar-ish looking movements on the macro time frames. You know, even when we put Verge back in here, right? It's a, you know, pretty similar-ish movement, right? They're not going to be identical, but, you know, similar-ish movements is what we're seeing. So now let's do a little something different. Now I have those same coins minus Verge, because Verge just it moves so high, it just distorts everything. So I took that off. But now I have the ISO 222 coins are now in blue, all right? And then I put the fraudulent markets, the three musketeers of the fraudulent market, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. All right, those are in red. And so I'm going to move this this chart to, you see, I'm going to make it start at the peak of the bull run, and that was like November of 2021, so right there. All right, and the way this percentage chart moves or works is that it starts it on the left hand side. It starts it all at the same place, you know. So it like pinches all the you know, the price actions together. So they start at the same place, and then from there they all kind of do their own thing. And notice where we're at right now. And right, so this where my mouse is right here, down here. Let me see if I can put a line. So check it out. I put a line here on January 1st of this year. And notice what has happened since then. We have a massive distortion, right? A massive separation between, you know, they were all pretty much together during this part, but right here we have a massive distortion. We have the fraudulent market being pumped. Okay? This is what I want you guys to see, because you can now see what I'm trying to explain is that the fraudulent market right now is being pumped so that the largest holders of that market can get out. They're selling right now so they can get out and accumulate. Well, I don't know if they're accumulating yet, but I think they're selling, right? They're following their exit strategy right now. You know, and I can't prove this, but this is what I'm seeing in the charts. This is my my outlook on what's happening right now based on my research, okay? All right, they pumped it up. They did the Bitcoin ETF, right? If you saw my post on X about that, you know, the ETF, I believe the true purpose of the ETF was just to get one last pump out of the boomers, essentially, right? Bitcoin has become saturated. There's a lack of buyers, all right? The Bitcoin buyers have become exhausted, okay? And so they needed to get that additional liquidity to get one last pump out of the ETF through the boomers, okay? The ETF is not, it's not institutional buying. It's retail, and people that are not, tech savvy enough to go and set up an account at a crypto exchange and, do all that. They're used to going through their stockbroker or whatever, and so now they can get exposure to Bitcoin through an ETF. That's the boomers, okay? It's a different generation. All right, shout out to all the boomers watching this, by the way. Much love to y'all. Okay, now I want to show you guys. Let's expose. So I've talked about Bitcoin. I've talked about Ethereum. Now let's expose Solana. Okay. So here we have Sam Bankman-Fried in 2022 getting asked, what is the most underrated token on the market right now?
Most underrated token right now.
Most underrated token right now. Okay, I'm going to give a non-investment advice, blah, blah, blah. At least as of a month ago, I think the answer in some sense was Solana. Not sorry, but basically just because I think it had like a lot of bad PR over a short period of time. I think it sort of deserves that, to be clear. Like, it went, like, technologically, it had a lot of shit to work through. But I think it has sort of already worked through like 2/3 of that. I think it will get through the other third. And I think that like the thing that people were missing about it was that anytime you test the limits of what's possible, that's when you figure out what breaks. Any blockchain would have broken if it tried to do what Solana had done. And this was a way for it to figure out what needed to be refined and what needed to be improved. So I think it's sort of like, I would have wished that sort of like it had been, the validator, issues had been resolved earlier. Like that would have been much better.
What's the most under?
All right, yeah. He's not in Solana because the technicals or anything. He's in Solana because it is the VC pump coin. All right, this is FTX Holdings. I think this was after the collapse. Yeah, so filed on 9/11 of 2023. So look at how much Solana they had, after the collapse. Solana is the venture capitalist pump coin, okay? If you look at like the partnerships with Solana, a lot of those were the early like inside investors for Solana. So of course they're going to pump it. And now you have mainstream media pushing Solana. They have been for a while, but that's what we're seeing. And they're pushing for the Solana ETF. They're saying that's going to be the next ETF that we get. And all right, and so look, we got this. Justin, FTX will redistribute $16 billion in cash to users in Q4 2024. But so, if this is real though, I don't see a time frame on here. So this is USD in millions. So 16,000 million. Oh, that's the high. So recovery percent. Why is there a low and a high range? See, I wonder if they're like still trying to sell. That is so interesting. That's why I showed y'all this, because it's like, what if they did, what if they plan to sell all that Solana they own? What's that going to do to the price? I don't know. Now I wanted to like actually show you guys the Solana partnerships that they have. But when I go to their website to check out the ecosystem, the website's down. So, that's right at the MO for Solana network issues. But let's move on though. So this is a good little graphic. This was posted a while ago, but it just shows you Solana and chains like it, tech issues aside, are bad for the space because of their tokenomics. I think that does merit pointing out. When half the token supply is owned by venture capitalists and insiders, prone to manipulation, it's a VC power play. So check this out. You see Solana here, all right? 48%, just about half the supply, insiders, all right? Avalanche was another pretty big inside VC play, I guess. And I'll explain how to make sense of the venture capitalists and why that is a part of the fraudulent market, okay? In just a second, but let's get through this Solana stuff. Here's a little video I wanted to show y'all. Try to just kind of feel, just like try to resonate with what these guys are saying and see how it sits with you, all right?
Chamath, Polyopatita, and I'm your boy J-Cal. Sax, I gotta say, I think your AUM is positively correlated with the bags under your eyes.
If you mean it's getting bigger, you're correct.
I mean, yes, they're heavy. Good lord. They're heavy, dragging you down. That's where you're hiding all that Solana, in your fucking, under your eyes. You better clear that Solana position. What's your lockup, 24 months? Fuck no, he's trying to sell it to me on text message. Yeah, of course he is. We're negotiating discounts. I just had the fact.
Hey, you're fucking the whole thing up.
Bro, you don't think
I'm hodling.
You think I buy hundreds of millions of dollars of anything without a discount? Everything is a discount. Everything's discounted. You want to clear that position in an LLC?
Are you saying I got $1 billion of Solana?
No, bro, I'm saying I have one. But, I bought it at a discount.
But you're holding, correct?
Ish.
Yes, okay. Yeah, me too.
All right, so look. Right here, I think.
To me, on text message. Yeah, of course he is. We're negotiating discounts. I just had the...
Right here, this guy says, hey, you're effing the whole thing up. And then he looks down. I'm just trying to read his body language and see how this kind of feels with me, right? And I think he's like, ooh, I shouldn't have said that. And so then he tries to kind of, put some ice on the burn with saying, all right, you guys are holding, right?
Hey, you're fucking the whole thing up.
Oh, you see him look down. He's like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
You don't think...
I'm holding.
I'm holding.
You think I buy hundreds of millions of dollars of anything without a discount? Everything is a discount. Everything's discount.
See, we can read right through these guys. So that's Solana for you, all right? It's got network issues. No one's going to use it. And lo and behold, it's the number 5 highest market cap right now, higher than XRP. This is the fraudulent market I am talking about. It makes no sense, okay? And most people just don't do any research. They just look at what's popular and they follow the herd, right? Well, we know the herd gets slaughtered. So good on you for doing your own thing and being a lone wolf, being a pioneer, being a master of your reality. Let's go. All right. But the important thing that I want to drill into your head right now is why the V's, what is this fraudulent market and when will it end? Okay, and this fraudulent market, it will end when the bigger money comes in, and that money's going to come from not from venture capitalists, not from hedge funds, but from governments and financial institutions. And where are the largest financial institutions? In the U.S., all right, and which is the only country that is dragging their feet with crypto regulation? The U.S. Okay, once we get this crypto regulation, that's gonna be the green light for a tsunami of money to come into this space, into the chosen cryptos. All right, think about, let's go back to my thumbnail here, because this really visualizes how I see this going. Okay, you have the fraudulent market right here, all right? And right now, the real market, these coins are still in here, okay? They're still in here because the threshold of liquidity and value, the amount of value in this market at this stage, has not exceeded, a certain level. It's still within the range where the VCs, the mainstream media, and the hedge funds can manipulate it. All right, it's still within that. It's still that low, right? This is still a very young market, very immature market. Okay, but once that big tsunami of money comes in from governments, financial institutions, enterprises, all right, you're gonna see the real market leave. It's gonna shoot out of the fraudulent market, all right, like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, that's what I see happening. And you know how bloody and how scary it gets before that moment happens, I don't know that, right? That's up to, you know, we'll just have to see what happens. I have my limit order set, you know, but I also have my bags packed, right? You know, so you gotta position yourself where you win no matter what happens. All right, don't go all in right now, and you know, don't, if you're not, you know, it's also not smart to not be in this market at all right now. All right, that's just my opinion. All right, not financial advice. I hope that makes sense. You know, this kind of idea that we just haven't surpassed that market cap threshold yet for the real market to separate from the fraudulent market. Okay, but that moment is coming. All right, can you feel it? I can feel it. Coming. It's right around the corner. Let's move on here. You know, I don't like to end anyone's party, but I like calling things like I see it, all right, and speaking the truth, my truth, all right. And so I've been seeing this go around, people saying that XRP surpassed Bitcoin for a moment in time. I think this is false, all right. I went back to the Internet Archive to try to find this. I can't find it. It did surpass Ethereum, all right, for a moment. This was on July 4th in 2018. January 4th, 2018. XRP did surpass Ethereum. But in this image here, you see with a $200 market cap, or what, a 200 billion market cap, and a price of 238. All right, well, right here, its price was 347 with less than 200 billion market cap. So that doesn't make sense. And, you know, I look at the market cap chart, and the highest that ever went was like 230-ish. So what was it right here? Yeah, 234. This was probably the very top right here. So 234 billion market cap is probably like the all-time high for XRP's market cap. So I don't mean to end anyone's party, all right, but you know, I like to, you know, I like to dispel or to correct any untrue rumors so that we can be as on the target, on the money, you know, perfectly just here as possible. Now, this Internet Archive, this Wayback Machine, is a really cool, you know, feature. Really cool service, I guess. And so I'm not sure where all this data is. And there's a lot of really important data out there, all right? Now, this is not a sponsorship or plug or anything. This is something important. So, you know, think about how much data, how many pictures you have on your phone or whatever. Stuff that is just purely digital but is so important to you, right? Like my camera roll is priceless to me, okay? And so is my crypto, right? Like that's super important. That's on you know, hardware wallet. It's where you should keep your cryptos, on a hardware wallet where you have the keys to your crypto. And so, but you know, that data on these drives and stuff, on these centralized drives, hard drives, is sensitive to attack. Now, whether that's like a hacking attack or more of like an electromagnetic pulse attack, something like that, which can destroy hard drives and stuff, that's a very real, you know, risk these days. And so I just wanted to, you know, this is something I did. I went ahead and purchased some Faraday bags. This is a little 4-pack I got on Amazon. You can search this up if you want to get some as well. But you know, I think this is a good investment, a little good precaution. I went ahead and, you know, put the link for this in the Discord so all the other masters can invest in these Faraday bags if you want. And so what these do, these are like lined with this special material that blocks all electromagnetic frequency, including like electromagnetic pulses. And so you put your devices in here, like your ledgers or your hardware wallets. You can put a laptop in here. I keep a spare laptop in here, so that way, you know, if there is some kind of event or something, your devices are safe from any type of electromagnetic frequency radiation or anything. Just a little something, a little extra, precaution. Better be safe than sorry. But let's move on here. Now, this is not a political channel, all right? We're not going to get political. We're just going to be talking about what has happened over the past few days. Some very crazy, unbelievable stuff has just happened, all right? And I was going to make a video about, Kamala Harris and the 25th Amendment leading up to that, and how possibly we could see Biden step down, and we'll get into that after this, but we got to talk about the Trump stuff first, man. Like, this is just crazy. So, here's a picture of the bullet whizzing by his head. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom in here for y'all. You see that? I mean, yeah, you can say this is Photoshop, but it doesn't look Photoshop to me. This looks like a real image. You can see the lighting is good. The grain is consistent, so you got to be a real good Photoshopper to do that. But, what an amazing picture that is to see the bullet. And so, but check this out. This just shows like what a miracle it is that he's alive. Like, watch this video. You'll see him at the perfect time turn his head so the bullet misses. And you'll see right here the trajectory of it. If he did not turn his head, watch this, right there, see him tilt his head right there. If he didn't do that slight little movement, it would have gone through his brain. All right, so watch this video.
You see something that said, take a look what happened. You see something.
Watch him turn his head.
Said, take a look what happened.
Right there, right as he turned his head, the bullet went by and just grazed his ear.
You see
Watch it
something
again.
that said, take a look what happened.
Let's watch it in slow motion.
Take a look what happened.
Watch him tilt his head. Whoop. You'll see him flinch. He reaches for his ear. Realizes he's been
You
shot.
see something that said, take a look.
And then he goes down after that. All right, so all you people out there saying that it's fake and that he wasn't shot, this right here to me there's no way that this was fake, okay? I really think that it's a miracle and an act of God that he's alive. And, everything in this world, in this reality, in this matrix happens for a reason, okay? And I'll be honest with y'all, you can have your opinions about Donald Trump. I'm not like a Trump diehard fan or anything. I'm not a QAnon guy. I have read The Art of the Deal. It's a great book, all right? There's a lot of good advice in there. And, I don't think that there's this much deeper, darker agenda that's going on, all right, with the... a lot of people will talk about the MAGA, what that means, the fifth degree in some church. If you know what I'm talking about, you know about that. And I don't think that's what's going on. I think that's people reaching too far. I think that's people jumping to conclusions. This is still just opinion. I'm not like, and this is again something I don't even really give too much of my prana to. All right. I focus on me, my reality. But, it's important to not get sucked into these crazy, ideas, because they can really lead you off stray and lead you into a dark place. And that's all I'm saying here. you know, let me know in the comments what you think about it. I think it's a pretty amazing miracle that we all witnessed recently. So now let's talk about like just how ridiculous it is that it even happened. Okay, here's the map. I'm sure y'all have probably seen most of this already, but you know, if you haven't, here's where Trump was right there. There's the shooter up there. They had Secret Service on this roof down here. Why was there no Secret Service over here monitoring these roofs? Why was there no drone up in the sky with a thermal camera looking at the tops of these roofs? Like, come on, bro. Like, I could have done a better job with security for this. All right. Patrick Riley, I think, is over the target here. I know it. You know it. Don't pretend you don't. Why didn't they have Secret Service on that roof? I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna let y'all read this. You know, I think that's what's going on. And look, they had plenty of time.
Here he is right there. Right there, you see him? He's laying down, you see him?
Yeah, he's laying down. Instead I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a sentence.
What's happening?
And this guy's still with me because if we do, we're going to make America better than other people. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Because we have millions and millions of people.
Oh, he's crawling.
Dangerous people. Criminals. We have criminals.
Crazy. I'm just not even going to say any more on that. I think what's really interesting is the fact that this guy called it out like months ago, like 3 months ago. This guy predicted exactly what would happen to Trump. Watch this. This will blow your mind.
I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking. People say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming all throughout. And I saw Trump.
That is amazing. All right, now this guy's like some kind of prophet apparently. Check this out.
But I'm telling you, it's going to come through certain cryptos. And it's going to come, that's what I hear. And maybe it'll be through something for you, for something else, okay? But I'm telling you, I keep seeing XRP. And like I said, I'm not telling you to invest in it. That's on you. Do not say, hey, you told me to invest in it. No, I'm telling you, there's going to be something in my spirit, in my opinion, with XRP in the near future. But I'm telling you, it's going to come through.
Yup. So that guy's also, you know, he knows about XRP. Yeah, and I've look, hold on, let's watch this video. He didn't even like research XRP. He just heard about it from the Lord, apparently.
You know, and he just said to me, Brandon, you've asked me and I believe it was because of my obedience, because of what he was having me pray over. I was praying over some people at the church. And he said, you've asked me and asked me and asked me about investments. And he said, I'm going to tell you something that will increase like Apple one day. There will be a major investment in the end times. And he said, XRP will go from where it's at right now to $10,000 one day. It will be worth over $10,000 per XRP. And when he said that to me, I didn't even know what XRP was. And I was like, what is XRP? So I had to Google it. And I found out it was a cryptocurrency. I was so excited about what he had told.
Now that's amazing. All right, the fact that this guy predicted exactly what was going to happen to Trump 3 months before it happened. All right, you know, so obviously I'm just going to give you all my take on this, okay? Because you guys know I'm not religious or anything. I'm the master of my reality. And so I believe that the divine spirit, you know, the divine conscious energy that is everything, that is in all things, has its own unique ways of using us, working through us, you know, depending on our purpose here, our unique code here. And so I just think this is cool that this guy, you know, if what he's saying is true, if he was able to just, you know, like for XRP to just come to him Like, that's nice, dude. I wish I was just heard XRP in a voice or something. No, I had to go through the freaking trenches, bro. Do the research to figure this out. But no, anyway. I mean, all I'm saying is that everyone, you know, I agree with him. I think that the people in the XRP community are divinely guided here. Okay, so 100% to that. And I've stated this before in a previous video. I feel like I have been divinely guided here by a higher power. So I have nothing but love for my brother here, and all, you know, whatever your beliefs are out there, as the master of your reality, you get to choose whatever you want to believe. So there you go. And so what I think is going on here is, you know, time outside of this dimension in the higher dimensions is all happening. Everything's all happening at once, right? There's no linear time is only experienced linearly in this dimension, okay? And so, you know, we as conscious beings, you know, sometimes little drops of past and future get leaked into our consciousness from the ocean of, you know, the higher consciousness, the oceans of consciousness in the higher realms, all right? And in the consciousness in those higher realms, they have access to future, the past, right? They have access to it all right? And so sometimes there's little bridges, little, you know, energetic connections, that little glitches that happen. And I think that's what prophets are. That's what these psychics are, you know, that they predict stuff, and not all the, you know, they're not right all the time, but that's kind of what I think is happening here. And, you know, so that's just my, you know me, I got to overanalyze everything, but hey, you know, that's what we're about here. But anyway, much love and shout out to this brother here. That's awesome. All right, now last thing, guys, last thing. All right, the 25th Amendment. All right, and Kamala Harris. Okay. All right, me and Daily Candle Close News will be doing a podcast very soon together. And one of the things I want to talk with him about is this stuff right here about the 25th Amendment, because in our last episode, we talked about the lady the woman who rode the beast, Kamala Harris, and how she might become president through some kind of, you know, whatever that was. And Abe over at Daily Candle Close News is much more of an expert on this than I am. But we just talked about how to, I thought it was very interesting, this idea. And, you know, here we are months later, and look at what has been going on in the news recently. All right, we're going to come back to that 25th Amendment. Let me show you guys what has been going on. So the debate, right? We had the debate. It was crazy. All right, I was disappointed with both sides. Okay, I thought that, you know, obviously Biden was embarrassing, and, you know, Trump, I wish he would have, you know, actually drilled a little bit harder on Biden, talked about the corruption within his family a little more, you know, the Biden crime family. Anyway, the media now has completely flipped the script on Biden. Okay, they are now like against. They're like, oh my God, that debate was horrible. I didn't even think Biden was that bad, right? But the media is like, oh my God, it was horrible. They're flipping the script on him. And, you know, just look at this.
Right now, as we speak, there is a deep, a wide, and a very aggressive panic in the Democratic Party. It started minutes into the debate, and it continues right now. It involves party strategists, it involves elected officials, it involves fundraisers. And they're having conversations about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call, because they feel this debate was so terrible. They do say, in moments in the debate later, the president got better and got his footing, but then at the end, even his closing statement was a little halting. The contrast between the two candidates.
They're really bashing him. They're saying, oh, we might have to take him out of office now. All right, so let me show you all the 25th Amendment real quick. Section 3 of the 25th Amendment, President's Declaration of Inability. All right, Section 3 allows for the voluntary transfer of presidential authority to the vice president by the president declaring in writing to be unable to discharge by the president. So the president has to declare that he is no longer able to be president. All right, now this just transfers the presidential powers to the vice president, not the actual presidency. All right, so that's Section 3. That's if that'd be if Biden, voluntarily says, look, guys, I'm unfit to be president any longer. For the remainder of my term, we're going to transfer presidential powers to Vice President Harris. All right, that's what would happen if that. But he's not going to do that because, look, he says on a DNC call with Kamala that he's not leaving. And in this race to the end, we're going to win. All right. He's proud to be the first black woman to serve with the black president. He will beat Trump again in 2020. Beat Trump again in 2020. Yep, that's the right year. Here we go. Biden's physician met with Parkinson's disease specialist and cardiologist in the White House. All right, when I saw this, I was like, See, I marked the And so, what if we get some kind of official report from his physician saying, oh, he's got Parkinson's or something, right? Then we will see the Section 4 of the 25th Amendment, which we'll get into in just a second. Here he is. The bottom line here is that we're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. All right. And they're like basically mocking him. Is that it? Is that all? Okay, right here. So Biden's campaign is quietly testing the strength of Kamala Harris against Trump in a head-to-head survey of voters. Interesting. Biden. And now I want to this was the biggest L ever. Watch this.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. He's going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
Yikes. That's all I'll say. Yikes. Okay. Back to the 25th Amendment. So, Section 4 is the declaration by Vice President and cabinet members of President's inability. So, Section 4 addresses the case of a president who is unable to discharge the powers and duties of the presidency, but cannot or does not execute the voluntary declaration contemplated by Section 3. It allows the vice president, together with the majority of either the principal officers of the executive departments or of such other body as Congress may by law provide. Now, this other body has never been designated, okay? So this is kind of vague. So Vice President, along with other people, issue a written declaration that the President is unable to discharge his duties. Immediately upon such a declaration being sent to Congress, the Vice President becomes acting President, while, as with Section 3, the President remains in office, albeit temporarily divested of authority. Okay? So, how this would play out in this hypothetical situation is, they come out with some medical statement saying that he has something, and then, Kamala Harris, along with some other people, they say, all right, Biden, he's unfit, or he's unable to discharge the presidential duties himself. We're going to do it for him. And now Kamala Harris assumes presidential powers, okay? And it'll just be for like a few months, right? Because we all know who's probably going to win the election if he can stay alive. So what does this mean? All right, and let's entertain this idea that we see kind of starting to get some footing in the news. Okay, if Kamala Harris were to become president, essentially, I think that, let's go to a different screen. All right, this is why I put this burning dollar in here. All right. If Kamala Harris were to become president, essentially, that's what would happen. I think that would be seen as like the ultimate moment of weakness on the world stage for the U.S. Okay, I think that would be the green light, you know, kind of like an ultimate excuse for other countries, especially the BRICS nations, to completely ditch the dollar. You know, I think you'd see a massive loss of dominance of the U.S. dollar on the world stage. You know, definitely like losing its status as a world reserve currency, leaving a massive gap for a bridge currency for something like XRP. I think you might see that be like a good moment for China to go into Taiwan. I think, and I think I didn't even know this, but if you look at Nvidia's chart, is like so pumped up. Like almost all of Nvidia's chips are made in Taiwan. So, you know, and the stock market, the S&P is like held up by 7 stocks or something crazy. I don't know. I don't pay much attention to stocks, but like comment down below what you guys think about this theory. Okay. This just kind of popped into my head recently after the debate and what we've been seeing with this news come out, you know, and like that would make so much sense that we see an ultimate moment of weakness for the U.S. with Kamala Harris in the office, and like a massive decline of the dollar's status as a world currency. That honestly might just be like the black swan, the event, the catalyst, right, to basically, you know, kind of send off the new financial system. As crazy as that sounds, it might be almost like a white swan for crypto, because you know, that's what XRP is really doing. It's replacing the dollar in some aspects as that world reserve currency, not as the reserve currency, but as a bridge currency. It's replacing that aspect of the dollar status as a reserve currency in trade, right? It's a neutral reserve currency or bridge currency. And so we could even see, you know, the price like explode before then. And then by the time that the news comes out of what's happening, you know, we could be making a new all-time high. And then people start FOMOing in once the news comes out, because, oh, now they know that, oh, hey, you know, all the oil is now being traded with XRP, you know, something like that. I don't know. Just my speculation for you. I hope you all appreciate it. You know, we still have a few months, all right? We have until January 20th of 2025 until we have a new president in office, all right? I think either way, a new administration, I think, should be good for our crypto. Donald Trump's been coming out bullish on crypto. We know Brad Garlinghouse met at the White House in 2017 under the Trump administration twice. You know, I don't really think that is like dependent on anything. I think what is going to happen is going to happen regardless of the presidency. I think that's all kind of just a show. You know, this is really just, it all comes down to money and power at the end of the day. So anyways, guys, I'll go ahead and wrap this video up with a very rare bullish tweet about XRP from our beloved Waters Above. March 2017 moment is right around the corner. I can feel it in my bones. Enjoy the calm before the storm. I agree, Waters. I agree. It's right around the corner. I can feel it in my bones too. Alright. Much love, everyone. I really appreciate everyone watching till the end. I hope you guys found value, immense value in this video. Sorry for the good wait on this one. I've been swamped with adjusting work here in Florida, and I don't know if you can tell my voice. I've had a little cold, but got over it because I'm the master of my reality. And but yeah, I mean, this will probably be my last crypto video and for a while until something else happens. But you know, it's probably gonna be like something's probably gonna happen within a week or so in crypto world. So but I'll try to get another video out on some consciousness stuff. I got a list of videos I need to make, so I'll try to get on that for y'all. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for watching. I wish every single one of you abundance and love. Until next time, master your reality.